Hey everybody, it's Corey. So I did this month's video on a recording on my iPhone while I was on a walk. So that'll explain why you don't see my face a whole lot in this video, which is probably a good thing. All right, let's get into it. We're going to start by looking at the closed sales for the month of August. And here you can see that there is a steep decline in the number of sales in August this year compared to August last year. In fact, there are 27% less transactions happening year over year. There were 435 total transactions here in North Idaho for the month of August. Again, down 27% over last year, and that was down 20% over 2020. So what you have is two consistent years of solid volume in sales going down. And that is what most of your people that live here have been waiting for. People here are like, when is the growth going to stop? When can we expect a slow in all the growth that we're seeing? And we've been seeing it for 2 years now, and this is your proof. There's actually 27% less people bought homes in August of this year compared to the year before, and 20% the year over that year. So there is definitely a slow in sales volume, and we're seeing that nationally as well. And I'll get into why here in a little bit. All right, next slide. We're going to look at houses for sale. So with fewer people buying homes, the inventory is going up. And you can see here, August 2022, inventory was up 61% over the year before. And that's a pretty significant jump in homes staying on the market. And I say homes staying on the market because homes are not flooding the market. And let me show you. In this slide, where we see active new listings, you can see that the number of homes hitting the market in August of this year was 681. And that was down relative to last year by 4.5%. And that was down relative to the year before by 7.4%. So, you hear on the internet that there's going to be this great foreclosure crisis, and people are going to be, investors are going to be throwing their homes back on the market, and it's going to flood supply, and that's going to cause a housing crash. Guys, we're not seeing that. We are not seeing homes flood the market. What we're seeing is an increasing volume of homes month over month because the number of people buying them is decelerating. And in order for a crash to happen, I argue you're going to have to see the supply of homes flood the market. And that's just not happening. Again, we're seeing a slight increase of homes year over year, month over month. But right now, where we sit in August of this year, the homes on the market that are active for buyers to go look at is still well below 2019 levels. We are nowhere near high inventory, excess inventory. Inventory is still low and historically low. All right, let's look at the next slide. So, lost my slides here. Let's go back. All right, the next slide we're looking at is the median sales price. So, again, prices are continuing to go up month over month or year over year. August here has gone up 7.9% over last August. And I think that's a pretty significant point to bring up here. That's the first single-digit equity increase we've seen in probably 5 years. We've seen double-digit growth consistently over the last 5 years. And what you're seeing here is a single-digit equity increase that we're on pace for. And I want to show you this slide. This will be even more significant for you to see. This is the historical median price history since 2009. And you notice where I circled, this is this year, here in 2022. We started off at a real steep increase. Prices were continuing to go up into double-digit territory. And then the Fed increased interest rates in late March. And what you see at the top there is your April sales, because sales lag. And the month of April showed the beginning of the downward trend in prices. And we've actually gone down 9% in prices since April. So that is a negative single-digit decrease in just those 5 months. So the interest rates going up in combination with the increased prices has pushed a lot of people out of the market, slowed demand, and therefore prices are starting to come down. And if you're a seller in our market, you know this. Your houses are staying on the market longer, and you're having to decrease your prices from what you thought you might get because there's fewer buyers competing for that home. And in order to draw those buyers, you've got to decrease your prices. Now, I do again argue that month-to-month decrease in prices, that you see on Zillow, where you see price decreases, has to be weighed against the overall equity increase or decrease year over year. And right now, we're still on pace for a 7.9 equity increase. And sure, that's going to slow. Those prices are going to go down even more as we go into the off season. It's going to be interesting to see what happens this time next year. All right. So what we've done up to this point is we've looked at the housing market here in North Idaho in totality. I want to split off and look at single family homes in town and rural acreages like we do every month so we can play some really cool music. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to take a look at the market for the month of August 2022 in both the single family and rural housing markets. Let's get into it.